Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is gastrointestinal agents. So here the name only indicates these are the drugs or the agents which will influence or which are mainly used for the treatment of the GIT disorders, nothing but the gastrointestinal disorders. These things will choose their pharmacological action in a different ways. So depending upon their action, those things are mainly classified into four major groups. Okay, so here the acidifying agent and antacids, GIT protective and also adsorbents, and the last one is the saline cathartics. So here these are the four groups of gastrointestinal agents. So you can give some examples also. Acidifying agents, nothing but here the dilute hydrochloric acid and antacids, so sodium bicarbonate, aluminum hydroxide gel and magnesium oxide, and combination of the antacid preparations, calcium carbonate, aluminum phosphate, even the magnesium carbonate, magnesium trisilicate, all these are comes under the antacids. And the third category is protective and also the adsorbent. So GIT protective and also adsorbent. So in this the kaolin is the one of the important example as a protective and adsorbents. Okay, so bismuth, subcarbonate and kaolin. So last category is the saline cathartic. So in this the sodium potassium tartrate and also the magnesium sulfate are the examples for saline cathartics. Okay, so here the gastrointestinal agents are the drugs which mainly used for the treatment of the gastrointestinal disorder. So in all these things, one by one we will study the categories. Okay, so here the first category is the acidifying agent. Okay, so which are also called as acidifiers. So these are the drugs which increases the acidity, are known as the acidifying agents. Okay, so here acidifiers, nothing but these are the acidifying agents which will increases the acidity, are known as acidifiers. Okay, so in this some drugs are used to increase the metabolic acidosis, while some are used to increase the gastric hydrochloric acid. Okay, so in a normal person HCl is secreted which helps in the digestion of the food, gastric juice. Okay, dilute HCl is secreted in the which helps in the digestion of the food. Because of secretion of HCl, the stomach has acidic pH. Okay, so generally it is 6 to 7. The stomach pH varies from pH 1 when the stomach is empty to pH 6.7. Okay, so when the food is ingested, so here the stomach pH will be varies depending upon the food intake also, is that empty stomach or already food ingested. Okay, so in the empty stomach pH will be 1, it is nothing but more acidic, and after having the food the pH condition will be 6 to 7. Okay, so in these epithelial cells of the gastric mucosa mainly secretes the endogenous hydrochloric acid and enzymes required for the digestion. So because of that the HCl softens the fibrous food. Okay, and also promotes the formation of the proteolytic enzyme like a pepsin from pepsinogen at acidic pH, and it will kill the harmful bacteria in the ingested food. Okay, so the proteolytic activity of the pepsin is the best at pH below 3 to 5. Okay, so these are some of the functions of dilute HCl. Okay, if due to some reasons there is no secretion of the HCl in the gastric secretion, okay, so the condition is called as achlorhydria. Okay, so here due to some reason there is no any secretion of the hydrochloric acid in the gastric secretion, that condition will be considered as an achlorhydria. So the symptoms of achlorhydria vary in the patient. Okay, it will be vary from one patient to the another patient. So in some patient it may shows the mild diarrhea or abnormal pain may occur. Okay, so sensitivity to the spicy food or the loss of appetite. Okay, nothing but here appetite, loss of appetite, nothing but hungry feel won't be there, etc. will be the some of the symptoms. Okay, the lack of secretion of hydrochloric acid thus causes the gastrointestinal disturbances. So food intake may vary, even the diarrhea may occur or the pain may cause, and also the sensitivity to the spicy food may also takes place. Okay, some patients suffering from the achlorhydria respond to the stimulation by the histamines. Okay, these are the hormones. Okay, the patients suffering from the chronic chronic alcoholism, tuberculosis, and also hyperthyroidism. Elderly persons above 50 years can be treated by the histamine phosphates. Okay, so in contrast, some patients suffering from the carcinoma of the stomach or chronic gastritis or the gastrectomy, there is a total achlorhydria. In such patients, the administration of HCl or acidifying agents is essential, and also in pernicious anemia is the lack of intrinsic factor is more or the less related to the non availability of the HCl. Okay, so these are the some of the important points related to the dilute hydrochloric acid, which is the important example for acidifier or acidifying agent. Okay, so